Hi there. So I'm trying to like lean down so you guys can see me and see everything else that I have on my counter here in a second. I want to make the tea, or show you how I make the tea that I drink all the time. And there's some very specific steps that I take to make it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the water that I use. It is, in my mind, very elevated. It's reverse osmosis water, but I also have affirmations, and I know that's going to be backwards to you. This one says thank you, but I have different affirmations that I put on my bottles of water, words of affirmation to also bring the vibrations up of the water. So that is the kind of water that I use for my tea. At the moment, I have a pot sitting back here, and I'm going to turn it on in just a second. And I will turn it on to and I will use it when it is just underneath boiling. I don't boil it and boil it and boil it. And I want to say I am not an herbalist, but I have been studying plant medicine for 10 years. I started in 2012 when I started using essential oils. And about, I guess, two and a half years ago, I really started doing the dry plant version, because I wanted to kind of see the front end of the herbs and the plants and how they worked. I also, at the time, was trying to heal high cortisol levels. I was coming off of a very, very stressful and busy work. It was after COVID hit. My cortisol levels went sky high. I ended up getting COVID in the beginning of 2001. So I started doing a different version of the plant medicine besides just the essential oils. And this tea that I'm getting ready to show you is one of them. So let me turn my water on here. And I don't measure my stuff. And I'm going to pull this down here so you guys can see it a little bit better. But this is my empty jar. It's a half gallon. I use a half gallon when I make it. And a lot of the stuff that I use are adaptogens. And those level the body out. You have high blood pressure, it'll help bring it down. You have high blood sugar, it'll help bring it down. Nettle, I believe, is really good for like lymphatic drainage. So everything that I have in this batch of stuff that I use is for stress release, for just general balancing of the body. And I just kind of dump it in here and then pour the hot water over it. So I'm going to say for now, we're going to go with like an easy version. I'm not going to do the complicated one that I do every week. Maybe another time I will do that depending on how this one is received. But with the 3 or 4 herbs that we're going to put in this, there shouldn't be any reason that nobody nobody would have any problems with this. They're all adaptogens. There shouldn't be any complications, contraindications, any issues with any of these things. And so I think the 4 that I'm going to use is Tulsi. So Tulsi is also called holy basil. And I have it growing out on my balcony right now, and it smells a little bit like juicy fruit gum to me, and it smells so good. This is not stuff that I made. I have bought this from Mountain Rose Herbs, but this is one of those that you can't go wrong with. It's great for just balancing the body. So the next one is stinging nettle. And it has a lot of minerals in it. It's going to help the body, if you're, it's just going to help with anything that your body might be going through. This one is also the Lymphatic Cleanser, and this one will make you pee a lot. And so I do be really careful of making sure you keep plenty of liquids in you if you do put stinging nettle in your tea, because that's the one thing that I noticed. Now, I will also tell you one of the reasons I started doing stinging nettle was after I had COVID, the stress of that, I kind of lost, I mean, my hair was thinning out just a smidgen, but I got this at the time because nettle was supposed to be good for hair. Well, I also believe that it was like really good for my nails. Now they're not that long right now, but there was a point about 2 or 3 months ago where they were so long that they were getting in my way. And I just was like, I'm going to see how long I can grow these, because I have not had natural nails this long, and I couldn't even ever tell you. So if you're needing to work on getting your hair back in place, or nails or whatever, this is good. It's just kind of like a vitamin plant, I guess you could say. So that's some ashwagandha. That's another one. This is a root. This comes in several forms, but the root is the one that's used the most. It's another one of the adaptogens. It just helps with inflammation and stress and balancing the body. So if you decided that you wanted to start making a tea like this, start by investigating what adaptogens are and learn what those are. There's probably the top 4 or 5, and just start there. You know, you don't have to get crazy like I do and put, you know, everything but the kitchen sink in there. So ashwagandha, and then astragalus root is another one that is an adaptogen. So I think for today, I am just going to put these 4 in there. Let me see if how my water is doing. It is going here. And I'm just going to like dump some stuff in. Like I said, I don't measure anything, but I'm going to say, because the nettle and the Tulsi are the main things, I probably put, I'm going to say I probably put about a cup of each of these in, and maybe like a half a cup of the astragalus and the ashwagandha, and then just a sprinkle of the other things. Like I do put lemon balm in mine, because lemon balm is a kind of anti-anxiety. So you can formulate this to fit whatever ails you. You know, if it's just stress and you can't sleep, now obviously you don't want to put stuff that's going to knock you out in the middle of the day, but you know, you can make a tea that you would drink at night that would help you sleep at night with whatever plant that you looked up and found out that it was good for helping you sleep. So, all right, let's put, this is Tulsi. Again, this is the one, it kind of, the fresh one, now I will say the fresh one is much better than the dried one. The fresh one that I dried at my apartment over the summer, it made my tea taste completely different than the stuff that I buy at Mountain Rose Herbs. Probably because this is a lot older. This one is brown. The stuff that I had before was still green, so it was that fresh. And it changed the taste of my tea to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I am going to be like growing Tulsi or holy basil every year, and as much as I can, so I can dry that and use that for my tea, and maybe not have to buy as much from other places. So, okay, let me dump a little bit more in here. So, I'm going to say that looks like it's about a cup. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the nettle. And there's about a cup of that. So, hang on a second. I don't want to get my stuff mixed up here. Ashwagandha. Whoops. I'm going to say this is probably about a half a cup. and the astragalus root. Now, I am making a big batch because I drink this twice a day. I take it to work. I take like a big container to work with me in the morning, and then when I come home for lunch every day, so then I come home for lunch and I take another one back in the afternoon. So basically I drink 2 of these a day. So when I make this, I will pour the water in it and I will let this set overnight and get cold. This is how I do it. I'm not saying I do it right or wrong. I believe it's more like an infusion, and so I just kind of make it, and it makes a concentrate. So basically I will use the concentrate, add some water, and as I use it throughout the week, I just keep adding water to this container. I will keep it for about a week, and it will be pretty weak, W-E-E-K, no, W-E-A-K, at the end of the week, W-E-E-K. So it'll get weaker as I use it, add some more water, because I want to suck out everything I can out of this plant matter. And by the end of the week, then it's getting very, not very tasty. So then I dump everything out at the end of the week and start all over again. And usually I do these on the weekends, and it's Sunday. So now my water's getting pretty hot. Let's do this right and not splash it all over the place. Now, normally I would take this over to the stove and do this until I've got the water down a little bit to the point where I can pour it out of the pan. But right now, this is how I'm doing it. So again, I don't boil the water. It's just right underneath boiling. And then I just fill it up to the top. And stir it up a couple of different times as it soaks in, like the plants soak in the water. You can keep adding more water to the top and everything. And then I'll, once I get it done, I will let this sit for 3 to 4 hours before I put it in the refrigerator. Do not put this in the refrigerator while it's still like this, because I did crack a jar because the cold, and this was too hot, and it broke the corner off, it broke the top of the jar off. So don't do that. Yeah, after you add the water, let it set for 3 or 4 hours and cool down. This will be ready to use the next morning the way I do it. Now, you don't have to do a whole half gallon at a time. Maybe you just want to sip on it occasionally. Then you could just make whatever you want in there and make your own little infusion 1 cup at a time. Maybe you want to do once a week or whatever. I, however, do it twice a day, so I go through it a lot. And one of the reasons I will continue doing this is the quantum healing session that I had last weekend. There's a special cave in Mount Shasta that I end up going to in those sessions, and there is healing water in there, and it came out in that session that the tea that I drink all the time was about as close to healing waters as you could get. So I'm going to take that as a go, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and using it the way I have been. Like I said, I've been doing this at least 1.5 years, maybe a little bit longer, and I am my best guinea pig. So a year ago, or the last time I went to the doctor, all of my blood work came back really, really good. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. I am assuming it will come back just as good as it did last time. So, like I said, this is like a baby version of what I do, because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with putting 10 different things in here. Maybe again, another time I will up level it and I will do the one that I normally do for myself every week. But what I have given you here with 4 things, they are very gentle, but very effective. And it's a place to get started. Like literally, you can look up ashwagandha, astragalus, Tulsi, and stinging nettle and just read about the benefits. There's lots of YouTube channel videos you can watch on them. There's lots of information on the internet that you can find. And you can, again, tweak these teas to however, whatever issues you have and you need to work on. High blood pressure, high blood sugar, sleeplessness, lymphatic drainage, inflammation. I think like all of these adaptogens are really good for inflammation. So there's lots of things that you can do to support your system by using the herbs. When I take this to work, I actually put some stevia in mine, and a little bit of essential oil, lemon essential oil, to flavor it up. You can flavor it however you want. Honey probably would be really good in this. So cost wise, it's hard for me to say what the cost is, because I have noticed things have gone up over the last year. But I can tell you, I have my price list right here, so I can tell you real quick. We gotta look over the top of my glasses, sorry. A pound of ashwagandha root was $21. A pound of astragalus root was $12.25. A pound of North American nettle leaf was $16.50. I have some other stuff. Oh, there's the holy basil. A pound of holy basil was $16. So those are the 4 things that I just put in here. And it'll last me 6 to 8 months, maybe. When I first started it, I did small bags because I just wanted to try it out. And once I knew that it wasn't going to make me nauseous, make me feel funny, make me drowsy at work or anything like that, then I bought, like a pound, because I go through it, big time now. So anyway, I'm going to raise this up now that I've got this done. Let's try that again. Man, that could have been bad news there. Especially if my camera face had hit one of these jars. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Forgot what I was getting ready to say. Okay, so I was talking about the pricing. Oh, I don't know. Now I can't remember what I was getting ready to say after I about smashed my camera. That would have been such bad news. Anyway, I just start somewhere, and if you have any questions, let me know and I'll walk you through some certain stuff. Again, this is just one more way to support your body and the support of the health of your body, and truly to take matters into your own hands instead of, having to go to the doctor when something is wrong. Learn your way around these, because this is the medicine of the future. And anyway, so I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to hearing if any of you guys do tea blending. Again, I am not a doctor. I am not even an herbalist. This is just my own mix that I made up after I had COVID, after my cortisol levels were really high. The doctor had given me some natural supplements, and it was going to be 90 bucks a month. And I was like, I don't want to spend 90 bucks a month on this. I can figure this out on my own. So I started looking up what it was in the supplement, and the majority of them were adaptogens. And so I just kind of went from there, and that's how I started learning my way around and reading about different things and watching videos. And, you know, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I hope you guys will work on this, and I will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.